Like that's what we're doing.
18 unit day, followed by a 2.5er.
Yeah, you're out of fucking control.
I'm not gonna have a book, so my book's pissed. I told him, you took all my money in my 20s. Don't fucking say shit when I take it back in my 40s.
What's up, boys and girls? It's Friday. College football is back. And if you are not subscribed to Dub Club with us, you have missed a ridiculous heater from Uncle G. Ridiculous.
I bet 1 unit on average, and I think I'm up 22 the last 2 weeks.
You are up 22 the last 2 weeks.
I mean, it's just been crazy. I was joking offline with the guys saying I'm down to one illegal book. The other 4 have cut me off. I hope Maddie doesn't get mad for me saying this. Maddie's book cut me off after 4 weeks.
He's like, there's your buddy. Thank you for the business.
I literally was a dick. I'm like, you have no problem taking my homie's money. What about, he's like, take it as a compliment, little guy. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to fucking fight with a book. But yeah, been heating. I really, if y'all know me, I really only emotionally care about my Niners in football. Yeah. So to go in with a heater to the football season I'm riding on a high.
And speaking of, man, we got BA signed. That's finally done. I mean, they're going to pay Trent. They're not paying Trent. I think they had to get. I think BA was more of the headache, so I think they wanted to get that done first, and then now.
And BA, we deferred a lot with BA. He's getting it's backloaded on the cap, which cap will grow. But the reason that's so important, we can't backload Trent. He's not going to get more than 2 years with his body's declining.
Yeah, and he knows that, right? He knows I have this window
to be paid up front for a very short amount of time.
Right. So that's why I said, right? Like that's why my thought was, hey, it's there and it's there. Dude, so
aside from winning units, I dropped the BA contract in detail 1 hour before Schefter.
Yeah. I was like, oh, who Uncle G got up at the Bay?
Did I tell you how I got it?
No.
Oh, Jerry Rice's next door neighbor.
Oh.
Jerry Rice's next door neighbor hit me up and said, hey, I just was meeting with the Rices. They said Ayuk's. They talked to, apparently, veteran did us a favor. Jerry talked to him and got him to agree to, he didn't tell me it was 4-year, 120. He said he's agreeing at 30 mil a year, which is 6 one way, half a dozen the other. But that was the text I got. 30 mil a year, pen hitting paper tonight.
Love it.
I won't out my source. I said, I won't out my source. Jerry will never know which neighbor, because apparently he tells all the neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, that's fun. Like I've got to play golf with Jerry when we lived up in the Bay. So yeah, so one of the tracks Sam, I won't dog the track out, right? But track we played at the same track, and so same, right? He just likes to play, so he's a golf nut.
I was in South Lake for the celebrity golf tournament. He was at the table with Charles Barkley. I didn't go. I'm not that guy. I was in the high limit room, and I didn't want to be like. I really wanted a photo, but I just didn't want to be like, can I get a photo? So I regret it after I don't do it, but I don't want to do it at the time.
I can appreciate that. And then it wouldn't be us. I have to bring this up because I heard the best explanation ever of this. So we got to talk about our girl, Caitlin Clark, right? She got some rest. She is cooking. And I heard the best explanation of her and Angel Reese I've heard yet on how to compare them.
Let's hear it.
And nobody called Dennis Rodman Michael Jordan.
Yes. They're not the same. She's putting like this. The craziest thing is it's not or, it's and. Yep. Caitlin Clark is the rookie of the year and potentially MVP of this league already. It's not, is Angel Reese the same? She's not. And Angel Reese is really good at getting boards and really good down low. And she's a physical specimen dominating in that league. Even though she's missing rebounds, there are some stats where I really want to troll the Reese's Pieces haters, and then I want to troll the Caitlin Clark haters, but then I bow out. Apparently, and I didn't check this, but apparently, even if you took off her rebounds from misses, she is still leading the league in offensive boards. And then you add those off, and she's head and shoulders above. But again, Caitlin Clark is the rookie of the year. That's just a fact, unless the WNBA, which don't put it past their blind political moron lunacy, tries to do some bullshit. The question is she the MVP?
I 100%.
Yes.
Well, right. And if they get them to the playoffs, right? She gets them to the playoffs now and they make a run. I mean,
yeah, they are making a run. They're making a run right now. Whether they keep making the run, we don't know. But dude, they look good.
Yeah. So that's and you can see like after the rest, like she needed it.
Oh,
like,
and I forgot to mention, if I'm going to throw Reese a bone, how many of Caitlin's assists are missed layups? Like, well, if we're going to take away her rebounds and hype her up on the rebounds of offensive boards, I don't even know if that's a stat, but it should be like a half an assist if they miss or something, like almost like a baseball stat. If a sack, if two guys get the sack, right, each get a half. It's like, hey, you gave her the ball. It's not your fault she can't put it in.
Yeah, that's people have said that for years. So it's an interesting spot. Well, Uncle G last show hit the plus 180 and we split the show. And so he got us up 0.3 units with hitting the 180.
We swept 2 shows ago for 5.5 units. We went up 0.3. Mind you, one of those 3 losses of Trev is a plus 1,200, 1,000, whatever the hell. But still, we do care about units. So let's get you all fed.
Well, speaking of that, we're gonna give them a moonshot for Friday night. Okay, a little TCU action, and I'll tie this in on the next bet. They're gonna throw the ball a lot more with Hoover this year, and we model this to be plus like 275. So that's the value. Again, this is a sprinkle, guys. 4 TDs for Hoover tonight, plus 550. And again, I don't want to bet his yards because he could throw for 220 tonight because they're going to blow him out. But I like the value on the TD, and this should not be plus 550 for him tonight.
I like it. TCU, huh? Are they going to be good this year?
Man, who knows what? They're bipolar, man. You don't know. I don't know what team shows up with them. I think they'll be good, not great.
I'll get you all my Betalytics best bet. This showed us 12 percentage points at EV at minus 130 or 27. I gave you the 130 because what it is now, where it was 127 when I found it. And Bet Openly has it at minus 120. So you got 12 points of expected value. And then we have it 7 to 8 to 10 points better on Bet Openly. So KC, Houston, Nerfy, minus 120.
Love it. And we're going to tie back into Hoover just for some solid value. Okay, guys? Our value prop over at Bet Openly, Josh Hoover, over 1.5 pass TDs is minus 162 at Bet Openly. Guys, it's minus 205 at books. Like, it's there. They're playing Stanford. They're going to blow them out. His over-under for pass attempts is 37.5.
Is Stanford plus 9 in that game?
I'd have to look. I know it was right around there. It's plus 9, plus 10 somewhere.
Okay.
And their weakness is their secondary. Yes. And then his pass completion prop is 24.5. So they're saying he's going to throw.
I like the over in this game more than I like taking TCU. I actually think Stanford, there's a chance they can score on TCU.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out layers that Trevor's giving you TCU by touchdowns, TCU by pass. Y'all listening might then inch toward TCU minus 9, and you wouldn't be crazy, and they might win by 14. But I'm just telling y'all, I like the over in the game using Trev's stats more than I like TCU minus 9.
I totally agree. Like
I hope that's helpful for someone listening.
Totally agree with that. All right, let's see your Uncle G play.
Yeah, I'm going to try. Remember, we're trying to feed you on Friday for the whole weekend so you can stack money the whole way through. I'm not selling Georgia that they're not the best team in the country. I would argue that them and Ohio State might be dead even, but let's not argue that. I am selling the fact that Clemson's getting a little disrespectful on this opening spread and week 1, and where I think Georgia's ranked is they're a little inflated. I don't think this Georgia team right now is as good as the Georgia team last year that was undefeated. Again, they were undefeated. So, big deal, Gino. What are they, an 11-1 team? Or excuse me, they were 11-1. So that a 10-2 team this year. But hear me out. Clemson plus 11.5. This is too much for this defense. The talent that Georgia lost, in my opinion, supersedes the talent that Clemson lost. And this is still a respectable ball club Clemson. They program too. They just happen to have a bad or down year. Like, let's not forget who Clemson is. I have the true line here at 9. 9 versus 11.5 moves through very substantial points. You get your 9.5 hook on the 3 field goals. You get your 10.5 hook on the very common 10-point loss. I don't really care too much about the 11 and 11.5, but I will take it. It's all free. Books have it minus 110. Nothing crazy there. Bet openly has it plus 100. I have this as EV positive. Anything on Clemson over plus 9, so 9.5, 10, 10.5, 11, or even money at those lines.
I like it. And it literally ties into my bet openly prop play of the day. We got Mr. Maffa. Listen, Clemson can run the ball. They were top 40 last year. I get that, right? Georgia's D is where it was. Again, they lost some good players. We know they refilled them, but the Phil Maffa for anytime touchdown is plus money at bet openly, guys. It's minus 120 at books. So that's the value here, right? It's 25 points of value in a game that's going to see the points. And if they can get down near the goal line, right? Maffa's getting the ball. Like they're going to give it to him. So again, 25 points of value is too much to pass up. In my opinion, the best game to watch Saturday.
Yeah, and guys, just so you all know, Trev and I do not huddle before shows. We don't give plays. I didn't jump on Clemson because he liked Maffa. He didn't jump on Maffa because I like Clemson. Just so you know, we come in with what we think are 5 entertaining plays for games that matter. What nationality is Maffa?
I don't know what he's mixed, and I don't know everything that he is.
Yeah, that just to me looks like Tongan or Samoan. I was
curious. So, but he's mixed, and I don't know everything he's mixed with, so I don't want to say wrong.
No, I get it. Yeah, I was just curious. I'll look it up. All right, well, let's do this.
All right.
Might of gens. This is the lightning round. T-Rev and I feed you up 5 plays in the next 30 seconds. No explanation. We went 2 and 3 on the last show, plus 0.3 units. We swept the one before that, plus 5.5 units.
All right, well, let's go sweep again. We're going with the moonshot tonight. Mr. Hoover of the TCU Horned Frogs, 4+ CDs, plus 550.
I'm going with baseball, my dudes, just because it's a Betalytics top value play. KC Houston Nerfy, minus 120, bet openly, minus 130 books.
And then this is just crazy value for me. We're going to stick with Mr. Hoover of TCU, over 1.5 pass touchdowns, minus 162 at bet openly, guys. It's minus 205 at books.
I'm going Unc G's best bet, the under the radar, which makes it crazy in my head to say the under the radar Clemson Tigers, the disrespect, plus 11.5, plus 100. Books have this minus 110. The juice there's whatever. It's the extra 2 points. I have the true line here at 9.
Love it. And our bet play prop play is in that game. Phil Maffa of the Tigers, anytime touchdown, guys, plus money at bet openly right now, and it's minus 120 at books. 25 points of value to go have a fun sweat on Saturday.
Show Trev and I some love. Shoot us a follow on X or IG or TikTok. That's how you can pay us. We've been on stupid fire. Our Dub Club, I think, is up 22 units the last 2 weeks. We're going to keep pumping. Football is around the corner, a.k.a. at their doorstep.
All right, let's go have a good weekend.
Later, bro.
Later.